It's people. Hope everyone is good. I'm feeling terrible right now. I can't lie, but I've done a quick tactical breakdown for you all to enjoy, just on a certain aspect of the game I really enjoyed, I really liked, and a big aspect as to why I thought we won the game in the end. I don't know what you guys think. I appreciate the support. You guys are legends as always. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy. Subs came on and completely changed the game, and I'll give you an example or two of how that happened. Predominantly, it evolves around Patrick Bamford and his allowance in allowing, and his ability to allow Jorginho Rutter to thrive. And what's so interesting in this entire move is just how Jorginho is shadowing Bamford's movement, but deeper. So if Bamford goes over here, Jorginho will follow. If Bamford drops, Jorginho will follow. But what Bamford does so well, and I've highlighted him here, is this occupation of the centre-backs. So Dan James is just about to drive inside, and Bamford recognises, with him driving inside, that leaves space in behind. Not only that, is his positional play. So right now, he's behind Vestergaard and in front of Wout Faes. Jorginho's in the hole, waiting patiently. Now the second, and I'll show you right here, Bamford makes that movement in there, Wout Faes will be screaming at Vestergaard, left shoulder in behind. And this means that Vestergaard can't pick up Rutter. And look, again, Rutter's still screening him. He's still on the same line. Can't drop in. If he drops into Rutter here, Bamford's got a free space in this area. It's a free ball through Dan James. So he has to stay on the same line as Bamford. He has to prepare for this ball in behind. What's genius about Bamford's movement is literally, and this is all happening within half a second, or a second, by the way. As soon as he goes, he checks. Boom. So Vestergaard's now looking at Rutter, wondering if he can engage in behind. However, and Wout Faes has just screamed to Vestergaard, left shoulder. The second he's done that, Bamford stopped and he's checked behind. Within a second. Which means he thought he was going in behind, and a second later he's dropped. So now, look at Vestergaard. There's no idea. No idea where Bamford is. Not a clue. Half a second ago, he was looking over his right shoulder. Second later, he's looking over his left shoulder. Where is he? All he's done, he's got on the blind side of both of these defenders. From a running behind to the blind side within a second. And this means that they're both occupied, and they allow half a second for Jorginho Rutter to get that ball in this area and turn. On all the way through, realise how Rutter has tracked Bamford in his movement all the way through. Just shadowing him, waiting for his movement. It's that simple. This is what good movement from a striker. And not only is he occupying the centre-backs, who, by the way, have no idea where he is now. Vestergaard has no clue. Now Chowdhury's got to tuck in, because Bamford's making the run between these two. Because he's behind both centre-backs. So they have no idea what's going on. Jorginho Rutter is in this area and he's allowed to drive. Bamford occupying two. Vestergaard is in no man's land. By the time he reacts to what's happened, Rutter's already driving, and then you're in big trouble. Now Bamford's movement then still continues, it tracks both of these. The fullback tucks in, Wout Faes tucks tight, makes that run in there, leaves space for Somerville, who should have scored. I think it gets blocked. But this is the key of Patrick Bamford. This is what he does. This one's really quick and simple. Look where Patrick Bamford is. Both centre-backs. Blind side. Again, he's not in George's space in this one. He's dropped deeper. Not only that, he's took the fullback off Chris Somerville. And this is key. This is what I mean. It's smart movement. It's understanding. But not only that, the centre-backs are both aware that Bamford, because he's pulled so wide, Wout Faes is a lot closer. Look at the space in here for 2 or 3 of our players. Not only that, they can't engage in this, because if they do, Bamford has that movement out there. And just by pulling out, and recognising space and angles and where you can make the runs and where the space is just allows the team to be so much more fluid and so much more dangerous. And look, get that ball in that position. Georgie drives, takes on 2 or 3 of them because Vestergaard again was in no man's land because he has no idea where Bamford is. And now you're in this position, 4 versus 2. That's what Patrick Bamford does. And here's the next one, the final one. So this one's the free kick that led to the free kick, which Patrick Bamford scored. Firstly, it's initiated by Dan James, who wins the ball high up in this position. He wins the ball in the press in this position. It's just aggressive, he's quick, he's direct. He wins the ball off Vestergaard, who hesitates for a slight second. And this is why I love Dan James. In this league, or maybe in any league, someone that is like that aggressive and that quick, will win you the ball high up. What I like about this is the anticipation, how quick we are to react to this. The second he wins that ball, it goes straight to Gio Rutter in this position, but the second it's won, the initial thought is create space. We've got an overload here, or we can outnumber them with our movement. Dan James, if I rode up there, straight on the blind side of the last defender. Patrick Bamford between the defenders, there's space either side, and obviously Anthony's on the fullback. But all this does is it creates vacant space in the middle for Jorginho Rutter to drive. And that's the key for Leeds United. Create half space for Jorginho Rutter to drive. And any opponent in this league is in trouble. And that was the key with them two coming on. When Bamford and James come on, they create depth and they create width. It just allows more space for Jorginho Rutter. And that's key in us being a good team for me. It's so key. Again, driving into that space. Now suddenly they're in big trouble because Dan James on the blind side of Vestergaard. Again, does he engage Rutter? Or does he protect the position Dan James is trying to run to? Same for Woutfes. Does he engage? He knows if he engages, Patrick Bamford's got all this space to run into. It's hesitation, good players and good movement puts on. The Rutter keeps driving. Now they engage. But it's too late because we know Jorginho Rutter is elite at running at you and he'll run it past you and he'll take you on. And this is where the individual quality of the player comes through, and this is what you try to do when Jorginho Rutter's on the ball. Wins a free kick at the edge of the box. But again, if he could have got it off, look at the spaces our 2 guys are in. Because these guys had no idea when to engage, because when you've got Jorginho Rutter running at you, and you've got 2 quick strikers or people playing in that position on the last man, the level of thinking you have to do when understanding, do I engage or do I stay, is so quick. Everything good we did in that second half, or for the most of it, came through Dan James, Patrick Bamford, and Jorginho Rutter. Because the second goal was purely Jorginho Rutter driving, losing it, winning it back, and driving again. So, shout out to the subs. They did their job. Connor Roberts obviously got the second as well. So, subs doing the right thing, coming on into the game and doing what they're required to do. It's great to see. It's great to see. That's it, people. And this is why, for me, it's so key that Patrick Bamford is fit this season. Look, the criticism for his finishing is whatever, fine. But you have to realise, as a striker, there's more than one thing you need to do. We don't win this game, for me, if he doesn't come on. We really struggle to break down their defence. By him coming on and creating the movement he does, it asks questions. It makes them wonder. And that's what it's all about. That's the key. And James being aggressive and again playing on the last man, pinning of centre-back, allowing Jorginho Rutter space, and that's the key to all our success, is giving space for our creative players in advanced areas. That's how we're better than everyone else. Our creative players will destroy anyone 1v1 if they have the space. And that's what it's about. That's the system in the final third, getting our players in those areas where you can do that. I've seen a lot of stuff about we were poor. There's aspects to that. And again, I talk about the personnel. Leicester, I think, when they did play out, they were more effective in their movement. They were more effective in what they did. But once we made those changes and we brought those players on, it certainly changed the game where we looked suddenly more dangerous and we suddenly created big chances. That's not to say we didn't without them, because we did in the first half. that kind of constant threat was always there. Jorginho Rutter came into the game more. So yeah, that's why Bamford is. I beg he stays fit. And Dan James comes back in the team for me. Just like his raw movement, his pace. So yeah, I don't know. Decisions to make. But and again, you have to put into context. We're not going to play a team this good this season anymore. So regardless of if they start, we've got enough to beat everyone else. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Appreciate the support. I'll see you soon.